Game day number 2 on its way away to Fulham. Our last 2 matches against Fulham in the Premier League last season ended with a 1-0 win, both home and away. United's last 4 away games in the Premier League was a 4-1 loss to Newcastle, a 1-0 draw to Bournemouth, a 4-3 loss to Brentford, and a 1-0 loss to Chelsea. But we have to remember, yes, 1-0 loss to Chelsea. But you had to remember, we were focusing, yes, on the Europa League, right? And look where that got us. Fulham's last 4 home matches last season in Premier League was a 3-2 win against Liverpool, a 2-1 loss to Chelsea, a 3-1 loss to Everton, and a 2-0 loss to Manchester City. So, as you can see, a bit of a mixed performances there from the last home matches of Fulham. However, just by going on that, you got to say that the momentum in the Premier League is with Fulham. They just got a 1-1 draw with Brighton in the opening match, where obviously we played awesomely great against Arsenal, but still managed to lose 1-0. But I'm going to throw this out here right now. It is not too early to say that we must win this game. I think we will. However, we must win this because it's all about momentum now. If we lose again, then the momentum is just like last season, where, look, United are struggling to even pick up points at home and away. It's just the same. Nothing's changed. If we get a draw, it's not good enough. We need 3 points now to show that we can start beating these teams. No disrespect to Fulham, but the teams previously was able to beat. I know last season wasn't able to beat anyone hardly, apart from the bigger teams away, because we could counter-attack them. However, we need to win. We need 3 points. We need to now start to show that our performance against Arsenal was not a one-off. Now, after watching the Brighton and Fulham match, where Fulham was away to Brighton, it's an absolute winnable game. Now, Brighton got at Fulham really well down the wings, and as you saw with our new attacking lineup, I think we've got the ability to cause some problems in the wide areas. Just looking at the last lineup for Fulham, obviously it made some substitutions because Muniz ended up scoring in the last minutes of the match to get the equaliser against Brighton, and they only conceded a penalty. But looking at the lineup, it probably won't change much, and they are still dangerous and they can still pose a threat, especially in the wide areas. Okay, when you're looking at Jimenez, we've got Muniz to come on. They've got King, what looked lively or always looks lively. Iwobi, which is kind of a reformed wide player. He's very dangerous in the box as well. Smith Rowe's lively. He came on. Traore came on. Don't forget about that. And if Traore does what he can sometimes do in the game, it could be dangerous for us in the wide areas. But we did defend the wide areas really well against Arsenal. This is by no means an easy win. It could be a tricky one. It is a must-win, but I believe we've got enough firepower now to get through it. So that was the Fulham's team. Looking at United's last lineup, the change here, I believe, look, goalkeeper, who knows what's going to happen with a goalkeeper, right? Because basically, if Binder's not in now, his competence is shot and he won't be able to play again. Is Onana going to start and maybe, he'll be given his chance and he might be awesome? I doubt it, but he probably will start, but whether or not he'll be awesome, that's what I doubt. I believe Delo will play again and just keep the same lineup, apart from, I think we'll change Mount and put Sesko in to start. Nothing wrong with Mount, because we actually had a more fluid attacking vibe. We had nice transitions. It was really complementary, where Mount wouldn't get in the way of Cunha and Mbumo's forward runs. But I just think if we are going to start to focus, which I would after watching the Brighton game and the Fulham defend, because it looked like Fulham didn't have any protection from the midfield and their fullbacks were really vulnerable. So if we're looking to attack the area, who do we want in the box? In and around the box, making himself a nuisance, is Sesko. So Sesko, I think, will start, because if we get into a habit of just bringing him on to give him some minutes as a sub, then he goes longer and longer without a goal. And then that could then end up being all season without breaking his duck. Stranger things have happened. These things tend to happen. So I think we're going to throw him in if he is fit enough. And if all of our players, the starting lineup, are fit enough, I think we will go with that. So if Shaw's fit enough, I think the back three centre-backs will be the same. I think Jimenez is a striker like Muniz, okay? They're proper strikers. So strikers who know how to put themselves around and occupy defenders when they're playing three at the back can be quite difficult. Okay, if they're just playing a one main striker, okay, easy, great. It might play to our advantage where we might have Delit, what will just do the mark. You need one to cover, and then that'll leave Yoro able to break the lines a little bit, carrying the ball forward, or Shaw to even get further up and push Dorgu on a little bit more advanced into the final third as well. I think we're going to overpower Fulham in the wide areas attacking, and as long as we keep our wide areas secure in defence and in the transitions, I think it will be okay. Now, it's always difficult when you're meant to be the stronger team playing away, because Fulham, okay, if we get the first goal, we will win, because then Fulham will have to do something. They will have to come out, and that's when we're going to keep hitting them on the counter. We could score a lot, especially looking at what Cunha was doing in the last match against Arsenal. However, Fulham teams are kind of Fulham's level, and you might think that's strange because, yes, United, we was at a lower level last season. However, kind of Fulham teams, when they do play at home, they're not going to go all out and dominate possession and attack and get hit on the counter by maybe a team with stronger players this time round. But they're not going to sit back and defend, you wouldn't think, because teams, even perceived lower teams, don't tend to do that at home. So I think Fulham are going to be caught in two minds where they're not going to be overly defensive, but they're not going to go all out to try and show the home fans that they're attacking and trying to get the win. Or they might really get at us and really give it a go, which if it's an open match, I fancy our chances a lot. Personally, I think it's going to be 2-1 for us. I think we will get the first goal. I think we'll go 2-0 up. I don't know why I'm sounding like a confident score predictor, and I think they might get one. But I just think that we'll outpower them, and they will be caught in the middle of, are we holding back? Are we defending with a low block? Are we pushing a little bit? Are we pressing them? I'd be really surprised if they come out and make it open and make it attacking. I think we will win. However, I just think they're going to be a bit wishy-washy in the middle. We don't need any mistakes because they can still punish us. They are a stronger outfit now. They have still got the individuals who can really do damage in the wide areas, but also they've got strikers what know how to score like strikers should. Let's not underestimate this. We need to win. It is a must win. We need this momentum back to show that, oh, this season, United are a winning team. Home and away were difficult to beat. We was better away last season. Who knows what our Premier League's momentum is going to be like away after focusing on the Europa League last season. But we really need this. This could be the tide turning now. If we put in the same performance on a whole, on average, we'll get the win. Come on, United. Glory, glory, Man United.